It's Miles.
It's Tr3bel.
It's the Make It Make Sense podcast.
Yay, yay.
Tr3bel, good to be back, my friend. How are you?
Man, life is life, you know. I'm good. As long as I'm alive, I can't complain, right?
Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just hit that balloon.
Oh, yeah, that bit hit you, it sound like.
It did. I'm just so excited. Man, we got some good stuff we're going to talk about here. I don't know where to start, man. Where you want to start? You want to start with some deep shit, or you want to get into a little entertainment that's going to happen next weekend?
I think we should go ahead and excite the folks about, I like sports. I love basketball. I love football, but there's nothing like a great fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's words that really put it into words. And we kind of talked about it on the episode 11, that original episode 11 that got banned. We talked about Spence and Crawford, but since it's actually next weekend, I feel like it's only right that we talk about the biggest boxing match of the year.
Oh yeah, go ahead. You take it away. I know. I'm sure everybody knows it's Spence and Crawford, but explain why this is so special.
Well, we've gotten into an era where the biggest fighters don't really fight each other anymore in boxing specifically. Earlier this year, though, we got a lot of the rivalry matches we wanted to see. For the real diehard boxing fans, we got David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant that happened earlier this year.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It broke my heart that Caleb Plant got whooped, but at the end of the day, it takes a man to go in there and put it on the line.
Sure.
We had Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Which I just found out that fight sold 1.4 million pay-per-views, bro.
Wow.
Ryan Garcia walked away with 30 million.
Jesus. Did Tank get more?
Yeah. He won. This is why these fights are important. Like, people are gonna pay to watch it. People are gonna see it. We gotta just make it happen, So
yeah. Is boxing coming around to how UFC gives people the fights they want?
The issue with boxing is it used to, but there's so much more money in boxing now. Like a UFC fighter's not walking away with 30 million after a fight, bro.
They're not?
No, nowhere near. Like, I think Conor McGregor has the record for 10 million after.
Right. You're right. Yeah.
So,
and he probably made more fighting Mayweather.
Yeah, he definitely did. He made 75 million. One fight, and you fought your whole career and you've made like 15 million.
Wow.
So
yeah.
This is why also Francis Ngannou is fighting Tyson Fury. They announced that.
Oh, yeah.
So Francis Ngannou, win or lose, he's going to see an amount of money that he would have never seen before.
That's true, right? Because I look at it like I think it's pretty obvious, unless he gets lucky, he's going to lose. But we don't have to talk about that right now. You go ahead and explain about the Crawford and Spence. Yeah,
so Crawford and Spence is everything on the line, all of the marbles. You got zero... you got O's on both ends, no losses. You're fighting for all of the belts. And what many would consider the glamour division of boxing, and that's the welterweight division. Yeah. That's where Floyd Mayweather reigned for so many years.
He was a welterweight.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a lot bigger than people give him credit for, size-wise, weight-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this fight is definitely going to be just amazing to watch, man, because you have a contrast of two completely different styles, you know what I mean? And I think that's what the real excitement for this fight really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I know I've been watching highlights. I'm admittedly not a big boxing fan. I like it, but I just don't keep up with it. And to me, it looks like Crawford looks a little snappier, like he's got more power. He's pretty precise, but I mean... apparently Spence is bad as shit too, so I can't wait to see it.
So Crawford is the more like, how would I word it, quick twitch athlete. Spence is just a nasty dog, bro. Like, he's gonna wear you down, but he's way more technically sound.
Spence is the dog.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, he literally breaks people, bro. Like, the last 3 fighters he fought, to my knowledge, like, they leave with messed up eyes. They can't see out of them. The last guy he fought, he broke his orbital bone. When he won the title, he broke a guy's orbital bone. Like, he's breaking faces through boxing gloves?
Wow.
Hey, man, that sound like power to me. But he works the body like no other fighter in boxing, and I think that's going to be the difference in the fight.
Okay, so your prediction is
Errol Spence 8th round KO.
I don't know enough to say the round, but I think Crawford. Crawford, it goes the distance. Crawford gets a decision.
A lot of people feel that way, so that's not a bad. A lot of experts feel that way, so
Okay.
that's not a bad.
All right. Well, you're welcome. So now, how about Gaethje and Poirier? And that's just the main. That's just the main card. The whole card is stacked as shit.
So stacked, we can't even talk about it like we want to. We might have to do a separate segment before it happened to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just it's one of those.
Yeah.
But Poirier and Gaethje is gonna be fun. I think it's gonna start off really slow though.
Well, this has happened before, this fight.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to look pretty... Dustin won. He pulled it out at the end. Yeah. I think Dustin has him. I don't think there's been any leaps and bounds that Gaethje has learned that have surpassed what Poirier has learned. I think Poirier's like, man, if it wasn't for Khabib, he's the man.
Yeah, shit. He almost choked Khabib out there.
He almost did. You know, that shit hurt him too when he didn't do it. Yeah, man.
And Poirier's a monster, bro. He has that it factor, that one thing that you can't describe with certain guys.
He's that dog,
and he pulls it out, bro.
Yeah,
but I think that Gaethje is a lot more responsible defensively now. He still gets hit, but he doesn't just rush the war like he used to. Like, look at that fight with him and Fiziev. Yeah, they had a lot of great exchanges, but he didn't get so caught in exchanges that he ended up going to sleep or getting rocked too heavy like we used to.
I think he figured it out with Tony Ferguson. That was the fight. He figured it out.
I agree. Totally agree.
So your prediction?
Ooh, that's a tough one for me. But I do agree that I think Dustin Poirier will pull it out.
Yeah. Yep. Same here.
But I got a feeling Justin Gaethje gonna do something we ain't never seen. I'm gonna say Dustin Poirier, but I got a weird feeling that Gaethje gonna do something amazing.
I think both can be true. I think Gaethje's gonna be entertaining. He's gonna do something amazing, but inevitably Poirier's gonna pull it out, man. He's just durable, man. They're both durable, but Dustin's
doesn't get called a diamond for nothing.
Yes, exactly. And we'll burn through the other ones real quick because the whole card's good. So co-main event, Jan
Blachowicz.
Versus Pereira. No. Pereira. Yeah. Who do you got on that one?
If Jan is healthy, I'll take Jan. I just don't think Pereira has enough ground game to stop Jan from taking him down.
Agreed. I think it's going to probably go. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think he can. I think Alex can knock Jan out, but he's not. He's going to duck it, go in for wrestling. He's going to drag him down, and it's going to be I think it's going to be boring. I
will say, though, that watching the Izzy and Jan fight, Izzy caught Jan quite a couple of times.
He did.
And he didn't put on weight. Pereira is going to be heavy.
He's
going to be heavy.
You're right.
Jan really has to worry about getting caught with one of those, I think, much more than he did against Izzy.
Yeah.
And I only bring up Izzy because I feel like Pereira is the only guy you can really say has that kind of stand-up.
Yeah, you're right. So but you think Jan?
I do think Jan will pull it away.
I do too.
In the wrestling game.
I do too. And then there's Wonder Boy and
Michael
Pereira. I feel I'll go first on this one. I feel that Wonder Boy's going to lose. It's going to be similar to his last fight? No, not Kevin Holland. Okay. No. He's going to get wrestled down. That guy's going to use his wrestling because he's really good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I believe. So he's going to bring Wonder Boy. That's the only weakness. Wonder Boy cannot handle wrestlers.
I just think that dude going to try to give Thompson a chance, and they're going to stand up for a while.
Maybe in the beginning. Yeah. I give you that. I say maybe in the beginning he's going to get Thompson's going to piece him up.
My boy Steven to get one. I'm going to say Steven going to give him a spinning heel kick one time for old time's sake.
Yeah, my heart says Steven, but my fighter mind says it's going to be the I forgot his name. Fucking
Michael Pierre.
Yeah. So, all right, we got that down. We'll see how that goes. So now let's get into some nitty gritty. How about Robert Kennedy Jr.? Have you heard that name before?
Yeah. Yeah, I have. I didn't know much about him up until maybe like a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Seen. Well, no. I won't say that. I seen his page on Instagram maybe like a year ago.
Okay.
But then he had posted something like about the vaccines and stuff
They
like that.
and they kind of did he get painted as like an anti-vaxxer nut?
Kinda. It was like I don't know exactly what the feel was for this particular post. It was just something that he said that was interesting. So I seen it, left it alone. Maybe seen his page again, like maybe earlier this year.
Right.
But like a month ago or so, I seen him post some things and talking about he wanted to run for president. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's my question is he's coming out and he's basically laying it all out, specifically a lot about his father, Robert Kennedy,
Yes.
who was another Kennedy that was also killed during one of his rallies basically in a back kitchen, essentially. And
Yes.
yeah.
There is something amazing that we can talk about that. And
Okay.
we're going to get to that
All right.
specifically the killing of Robert Kennedy, because that ties into something we want. But before that,
Mhm.
I do think that we need more people who are going for president to talk about things like that and just cut the shit.
Right. Do you?
Like,
But that leads me to ask: is that dangerous? How long can this guy last? Is he going to be another casualty in the Kennedy story?
nah, because he know things a lot of the Kennedys wasn't willing to admit that I think he's willing to admit.
What do you mean?
Okay, so I'm one of those people, bro. I'm never going to just gung-ho about anybody without doing research.
Yeah.
So I was happy, you know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
also happy that I heard Cornel West put his name in. I want to hear what he got to say.
Oh, did he really?
This is what I've heard. I haven't done a lot of research on that.
What does he run as? What would he?
See, that's right there. That's a good question.
Libertarian?
So nonetheless,
Mhm.
he has a lot of things that he says that I would like to see, but I've heard his name was on Epstein's list. I can't say, hey, I don't hear that. You get what I'm saying? So explain that to me, sir.
Is it fair to say that there are some people that went there maybe once, didn't realize, and then did realize, and they're not? If they go on there 5, 6, maybe even 2 or 3 times, you go, okay, this is. But maybe once, you're like, oh, fool me once.
Yeah, I guess I can definitely think also that people wouldn't be so naive to just go show them the deepest, darkest secrets right away. Anyways,
Yeah.
You would go do other things with these people to bring them in.
Maybe it takes a visit or two to get, or two to, or more.
Or to hang out with a guy to realize, hey, I don't fuck with this guy.
Right. Yeah.
But if that's what it is, you gotta go ahead and let me know.
Yeah, but go ahead and put it out there and say something about it. Right.
Say something about these 47 million emails that just got deleted from JP Morgan.
What's that all about? I didn't hear about this.
They were tied to Epstein and their financial relationship with him after they were aware of what his charges were and things like that.
Ooh.
And when they went to get investigated, they found out that they deleted 47 million emails. First off, what the fuck kind of drive do you have to just harness 47 million emails?
Damn, that's like their personal server. They had all that shit on it.
And they just
gone. Now, I guess this is a good way of showing that, because if anybody was going to pull up, if they were going to expose that they're able to drag stuff that you think is deleted and like dig in and get it out. I know this is a weird angle to think about it, but the first thing I think of is like, I feel like if I delete something and they really want it, they could go and like find it anyways.
Yeah.
But they're not doing it for this, so maybe they can't.
Well, it depends on what kind of protection you have. We don't have JP Morgan money.
That's true.
We don't have JP Morgan protection.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
very good point. Yeah.
Whatever JP Morgan wanted to do with that, with those emails, I can't say that, hey, I know matter of factly they did this or this. I'm not saying all of that. What I'm saying is, what is fact, unequivocally, is that they deleted 47 emails after being accused of being financially tied to Epstein.
Damn.
So, with this kind of like inside job stuff we talking about, this leads back to Robert Kennedy. So I really got excited when Robert Kennedy Jr. started talking, because I was expecting more of the assassination conversation about his dad, because I learned about something called MK Ultra.
Okay.
MK Ultra is one of the wildest things, like, excuse me. 1 second, gotta adjust so I can, because I get excited about this kind of stuff, man. Like the government really had trials where people sat down and admitted to doing these things. And MK Ultra was the highest level, like mental, how would I word it?
Control,
Experiment
mind
and
control.
stuff like that. But the mind control is just a portion of MK Ultra.
Okay.
So MK Ultra itself was just the study of the human brain and what it can do and what kind of different things you can program and stuff like this, what you can do with humans pretty much.
Okay.
And they discovered they could delete memories. They could delete dreams from people.
They never talk about that. I never hear about that part.
Oh, yeah. So this is why I say you can literally look up the trial where the guy, I forget the man's name offhand, but he was the leader of the whole experiment where they got brought to trial, and he's talking about it openly, what they were able to do. And he breaks down what the name of the projects were and everything. It is absolutely mind-boggling.
Wow. And who's this? Who's this person?
I can't remember his name off it, but he was the leader of he was like how would you say, like the president of the company that was doing these experiments. He was like the lead scientist, the lead guy making the calls.
Gotcha.
So during this process, you learn about something called the Manchurian candidate.
Okay, I've heard of it, but refresh me about this.
So the Manchurian candidate is the wildest shit in history to me because this is on file, can't deny it, but it sounds crazy as fuck that nobody would believe it.
Okay.
But you can program someone to be an assassin like Winter Soldier and Captain America by just giving them a code word.
Marvel pulling the veil back again. Huh? Damn.
So you can give somebody a code word and this code word triggers them to go assassinate or take out an assignment. Maybe it's just to pass on a message. Okay. But they do it subconsciously to the point to after they're done, they snap out of it and they don't even know they did it.
That's horrifying. Jesus.
So there's a whole documentary about the guy that shot Robert Kennedy saying that he was a Manchurian candidate and them proving it.
Who? So meaning the guy they arrested, the little Spanish, whatever Portuguese guy?
He really did it.
Yeah.
But he was a Manchurian candidate who got a code word, who had been groomed by such and such, by the governments. And that after they got into his mind, because it's a part of MK Ultra where they can get people, where they say that they can find people who were easy to influence. There were like certain triggers they could find through like medical records and things like that. And they could go send an agent to go find this person, and they would find this person and they would start grooming them. They might start working with a job with them, stuff like that, introducing them to different things. So he remembers meeting this character who invited him to a gun range for the first time. You ever been to a gun range? He's like, I don't know if he had ever been before, but he was interested. You know, he goes to the gun range, they hang out, and this is supposedly where the plan started. And this guy ends up getting brainwashed to the point to where they could just give him a cold word. He goes and assassinates Robert Kennedy Jr. and he doesn't even know he did it.
He doesn't even know he did it, and that corroborates with the So where the guy
I said Robert Kennedy Jr. Sorry, Robert Kennedy.
His father. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. This corroborates with the guy that shot him. What's his name? Do we know his name?
I can't remember his name.
It's okay. But he said the owner of the company that he worked at, he said this guy was the nicest young man in the world. He was always nice, always respectful, always happy. And then when he was listening to Robert Kennedy do whatever that speech was, and he mentioned, damn, I wish I knew the facts. He mentioned doing something essentially that affected where that guy is from. And he snapped. He's like, I never seen him get this mad before. I've never seen him react like this. And he stormed off. And the next thing you know, he's on TV being tackled with a gun. And he's like, it was the craziest thing in the world. So when you say code words and things like that, the way the owner painted it was that he mentioned something that was very important to him. And then all of a sudden he flipped out. But maybe there was that trigger word. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
The thing is like, when I looked at the movie, the documentary where they broke it down and things like that, it's just like, okay, this guy is being honest. They've went and they've talked to this man. They've went and they've done all kind of things. They've vetted them the best that they could, things like that. And his story doesn't change.
Mhm.
He thought he was at the gun range, and when he snapped to,
Oh, I
yes,
didn't hear this. So he thought he was in a completely different place.
yes,
Oh my
and this is
goodness.
the level of MK Ultra that it can go.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it's like, yo, they can make you feel like you're totally somewhere else after a code word. You think you're
Wow.
shooting a target, and then when you snap back, you've actually killed a person.
Wow.
That's fucking
That's
insane.
super insane. That's super insane. So so with Robert Kennedy Jr., do you think what do you think about how does that tie in with the MK Ultra?
So I don't know about Robert Kennedy Jr. tying into it. What I'm
Mhm.
saying is that his dad, that whole situation,
Oh,
I'm
his father.
curious, yeah,
Right.
about what angle he's gonna take, and
Man.
talking about it and stuff like that.
Do you
Because
he's already
he's got to know, and he said a lot already.
he did say a lot and he didn't say that it's interesting he didn't say that so the angle that at least from the interview I heard was he was saying how that guy was basically like almost a distraction. He did shoot, he did try to do but the way when they looked at the autopsy of his father, the bullets were close range and from the back. He actually the gunman, the MK Ultra guy, actually did shoot, but he missed and he shot like his guy behind him and hit the guy lived. He got shot in the head. The agent came out and there's like there's like a picture with him with like that big ass 1950s fucking cast when they didn't know how to make cast correctly. I guess
Yeah.
he's big ass alien conehead thing, and he's got like all the paparazzi, and he's like, "Yeah, this dude shot me, not him." Way back even then he said it, but what Robert Kennedy believes is that there was a certain agent that came behind him and they could see from the gunpowder the closeness of it. He got shot in the back. So even on top of that, when his father died, and you can see it in the pictures, which are creepy to look at, but because his eyes are open, it's fucking weird when
Yeah, I
people die
haven't
like
looked
that.
at him. Yeah.
But he died with the guy that shot him, his tie in his hand. So when he got shot, he reached back and grabbed his tie. The guy fell back on the guy holding his tie, and then the guy scrambled up real quick and got on top of him like he was protecting him. Dirty, bro.
Crazy. And
Dirty.
see, that's like similar to the Malcolm X story. Like
Okay.
Malcolm X, they just announced earlier this year, maybe end of last year, that they have proven that it was a CIA hit. It was not
Really?
the people that they said it was and how they do it in the movie. They CIA bought the ballroom like 6 months before his speech. They knew what speech he was about to do, and they're like, "Yo, this
Wow.
is it for Malcolm. This guy is starting to get," because him and Martin Luther King started becoming like close on their ideals. A
Mhm.
lot of people were
I
just talking
forget that
about
they
it.
were at the same time. I
Yeah,
totally forget about that.
because Malcolm X is the one they don't want to talk about in school too much, because he was like, "Nah, nigga, we got fire."
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
he wasn't the peaceful protester.
but he was. He did. I'm not gonna just come shoot y'all
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
But if you come over here with that thing thinking y'all just finna assassinate us, no, we gonna shoot back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I said that wrong. I should correct that. He wasn't like the Martin Luther King that was like turn the other cheek, more Christian or
yeah,
that type of thing.
and
Yeah.
see Martin Luther King though towards the end. So Malcolm X was wrong for how bad he hated King off rip, but that was because he was kind of under the idea that the Nation of Islam was supposed to just be black and black
Right.
and black and black, and then he went overseas and
I'm
went to
blackity
Mecca.
black. I'm black. What is that? What is that from?
I forget,
I'm
bro.
blackity
I've seen
black.
that.
Oh, CB4. CB4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm black, y'all. So he goes overseas though to Mecca,
Mhm.
and he gets like the reality that like, bro, all of these Muslims are different colors. They all are
Right.
different.
Yeah.
I was tripping. So he came back still vigilant, but understanding more.
Okay.
King towards the end, the reason he got killed, because they have proof of that whole thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason King got killed is because MLK started going, "Hey, hold on, time out. I made a mistake."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "I fear that I have integrated my people into a burning house."
Wow.
That was one of his last quotes.
Malcolm said that?
No, MLK.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow.
He realized, damn, integration has messed us up. I
Wow.
was fighting for something that I didn't realize what ultimately was leading to the cause of our downfall at the same time.
Do you think that's why he was assassinated when he was? Because he was about to release this newfound
Revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and him and Malcolm X could never. Are you serious?
Too
You
powerful.
know what that would have done?
Too powerful.
I just watched the Bob Marley documentary, and I knew he was like dope, and I knew a lot about Bob Marley. I knew that they came and tried to kill him,
right?
But I did not know that there was like two rival government officials who were leading these hits and stuff like this.
I didn't know that either.
And he came back after all these years, did a huge concert, got two of the biggest gang leaders to link up, and then the two rivaling government factions, he got them to come shake hands on stage.
Wow. Oh, I'd like to see that. Wow.
But it didn't end well.
No.
But the problem is, this is why because people ask a lot, like, why do you think that they just assassinate people? You know, do you really think the government is really that? It's not the government. Have y'all not realized that there are powers that supersede what we think of as government, what we think of? Like, Vatican City is a country. How the hell is a city a country? They have their own laws, but only 800 people live there. And who are the people that live there? We already know, the Pope and so on and so forth. How do they have this much power? So we have to start realizing that, like, this is not just a government thing. Government policies are put in place for certain reasons, but there are people who can supersede them with their connections, and they're going to get you going if they got to. And that's just the thing that we got to stop being so afraid of. Like, we got to just, in numbers, we got to stand up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the thing that people are saying. Ultimately, the reality is the time is up. The reality is the reality, and you can't run from it. We can't run from it. Time itself. This is what I'm saying when I say we got into like 2029 before they start really showing us everything that they got. Like, and you start seeing the shit about aliens more and all of this craziness. That's not going to look so crazy anymore. They already integrating us with it now.
It's already, we're being desensitized every day.
Come on, bro. We just talked about the Space Force and nobody bats an eye. Like,
right. Yeah. To kind of put a cap on Robert Kennedy, do you think he helps move, I can't say the message of Malcolm and all that, but do you see him being a force in that energy going in that direction if he gets elected?
I don't think he would have the power to do that if he gets elected.
He just ain't the guy.
Nobody has the power to do that when they get elected.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
do you think it would be a good thing if he got elected?
From what you can't say enough yet.
Yeah, that's true. Like,
I'm gonna make it clear to y'all. I don't vote. I don't play that game. What happened when Jeb Bush won? George Bush won. I said when Jeb Bush won. Not Jeb.
I know you don't vote. You said Jeb.
Yeah, not Jeb. You know what I'm saying? Al Gore. When Al Gore won, who won? George Bush.
Yeah.
Then when Clinton won, who won? Donald Trump.
Right.
The majority vote never ends up always the right way. So who ends up with the states? You have a certain amount of numbers and electoral votes.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bro. I'm not silly.
Yeah.
So until you give me somebody that I feel like I really want to put my name and my hat in on there, I'm not voting.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that right as a citizen.
That's true. You strike me as a Trump. You vote for Trump?
Hell no. Hell no. But at the same time, I couldn't support Hillary's shit neither. So here we go again. It's just like, what can you do?
Hillary's a bad dude, man. I tell you. All right. What about Tyrone? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Jamie Foxx. We got to revisit him. This is something that we maybe need to come back on next episode, but let's just give him the tip here. What the fuck is going on with Jamie Foxx? Because this new movie is being released now that we talked about. You talked about not too long ago. It's out, and now Jamie Foxx, now that it's out, he seems to be back and healthy. Are we looking at Tyrone?
Yeah, boy, I'm glad you asked me. So on this show, I told y'all we finna just go ahead and go deep. I don't speak on anything I don't have facts on. I'm not always the most super, like, fact-checky person with names and stuff like that. But what happened is they cloned Tyrone. Now, is Jamie Foxx Tyrone? I can't say. But what I can say is you cannot tell me it is not ironic as fuck that a movie called They Cloned Tyrone comes out with Jamie Foxx in it. Thank you. You know when they make movies, they don't film them bitches live. It had to be filmed forever ago,
Sure.
at least a year ago at the very most.
Yeah.
So you have this John Boyega, the main character. I guess he's the main character in it because from the clips I've picked up that he's Tyrone.
Yeah.
So he has said like real life that he's been trying to talk to Jamie Foxx and he can't get through to him and he's not gonna stop until he talks to him.
So the post recording,
yes,
he's been
after the movie, after they said he was sick, he tried to talk to him and
wow.
he's never been able to talk to him. So the first thing that happens is Jamie Foxx's daughter comes out saying that he's good.
Oh, she's the one that said this.
Yes, this is why the whole thing got so upside down because she came out and said, "My dad's not sick. He's out here playing pickleball."
Pickleball?
Yeah.
Pickleball.
Like, hey, pickleball look pretty intense, though.
Actually, pickleball is fun, but
like I want to play pickleball. Maybe we can go play with Jamie. I mean Tyrone. I mean,
one of them.
So,
who's ever available.
So you look at this situation, and then all of a sudden they're like, "No, he's messed up. Like he's just not talking to anybody."
Yeah,
and then she's now agreeing to that. Like, okay, now. For people who are skeptical, who are like, okay, how the hell do you tie that to them cloning him and stuff like that? You have to use context clues in everything that you're doing in this. Nothing is completely direct, even though it's directly in your face.
Okay.
So an idea is there's a dude that I seen running the show on YouTube, and like he posted the clip of Jamie Foxx playing at one of his like Jamie Foxx show. It was a show that used to come on TV. I used to watch it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But one of the episodes, basically, there's a lookalike of him that fills in for him, comes there, and he's like trapped somewhere else. And he calls the like hotel, and he's like, "Hey," and they like pick up, and he's like, "It's me, please." And she's like, "Jamie, this guy acting like he Jamie again." And then the guy like get the phone, like, "Yeah, let me handle that." And he like tells him basically, "I'm hitting your chick. I'm doing all of this, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. And if you call again, something gonna happen to you." Why is this even? What are they trying to show us? Okay. And then you look at this happening years ago, and now here we go. Jamie Foxx is missing, and now here's this other guy. Now, mind you, they announced, and we talked about this before, that he was gonna be in the movie with Cameron Diaz. And something happened, and this is around the time he got sick, and they were going to use a body double to finish the rest of his movie. Okay. This is on paperwork. This isn't no made-up shit. Just type it in Google. Cameron Diaz, Jamie Foxx, Back in Action was the name of the movie, ironically as hell. And I think he had already filmed They Clone Tyrone, because I had found the damn picture. You know how they do future movies in Google sometimes when you look their names up? I found it by accident. So I've been waiting on this movie. I'm finna check it out as soon as I can. So the fact that the name of this movie is Back in Action, Cameron Diaz is seen in a red dress. If you know about the rituals, you know about the red dress.
Didn't she wear that in the mask too? She was the hot girl with the red dress on in the mask.
Okay, so here we go, full circle. Jim Carrey has already told us a lot about
Jim Carrey. That's someone we gotta unpack, man. This guy.
We will talk about that guy, but we back to Jamie. Yeah. So Jamie has said a lot of shit in a lot of his interviews about just how connected.
Coincidentally, too, in Living Color alumni. I wonder what Keenan, and all those guys know about this stuff. But I digress.
Oh, I bet they know a lot. A lot of them know. That's why they do what they do, where they just back out, I think, and they start doing their own little movies.
Like Marlon and all. Yeah. Well, they weren't in Living Colors. It was just Damon.
But they definitely know. Yeah. You can't not know when you reach these levels.
Yes.
So, like, when you look at the whole scope, he's supposed to be in this movie. They say he gets some anonymous, like, letter that's saying that he's about to get sued and for, like, $33,000 or something. But we know when they use the numbers 3 or 6 or 9 a lot, or they double to 33 or something like that. That's important. Note it. It being the date, it being the time when certain things happen, it being like certain funds, things like that. It's cool to look at, but it's definitely something to note.
Hey, side note, was eating at a restaurant the other day. The waiter had this wild looking tattoo. I didn't even see it. Chris, my fiance saw it and goes, "Hey, that's a nice tattoo." She's like, "What is that?" It was like a triangle. He's like, "Oh, it's 369. It's a number thing." And I was like, "Oh, it's a number thing?" And he kind of looked at me and smiled. I was like, "If you know, you know, right?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." Fucking crazy.
Yeah. See, you starting to break through the code. When you do that, those are called synchronicities.
Yeah.
Where you have that moment where the universe is talking to you, where it's just meant for you just to see that, and you have those interactions. Like I could go on for days about those.
Yeah.
So
Wild.
when you start talking about this, though, it's like, all right, bro, what happened to Jamie Foxx? Who the hell is this body double that was supposed to be in the movie?
Yes.
That's supposed to look like him. Everybody roasts him saying it doesn't look enough like Jamie to fool us. Hell no.
Yeah.
But they could always deep fake his face. We already know they got that tech.
Invoice. Shit. Yeah.
Come on. Mm-hmm. So especially if he's filmed any of this movie already.
Right.
But then still people say, well, how does that tie into cloning? Do you think they could even clone people? Okay. There is a clip of Bill Clinton on YouTube where he says we have to learn as much as we can about human cloning and its uses, and we have to get rid of its malpractices and use it for good research and science. And he talks about this in a press state of the union press conference. You can look it up on Google, and Bill Clinton is talking about human cloning. George Bush is talking about human cloning. Ronald Reagan stands in front of a whole bunch of people at a State of the Union address where he's talking about, I wonder, no, I don't even think it was State of the Union. He was talking to a whole bunch of different countries. He goes, I wonder if a threat from outer space came down to this planet, if it would make us all settle our differences.
Oh, yeah. That's really, I heard that.
This is real.
Yeah.
Why the hell do you think they saying this shit? You think it's just a game? You think it's just for fun? No, they dropping breadcrumbs. So the one movie that you can watch is called, oh Lord, I stumbled because I was about to say a whole bunch of different things. Sorry. It's called The Boys from Brazil.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The Boys from Brazil is just wild because they show you how they can clone things in this movie.
And you can see this on YouTube for free, too.
This movie is amazing, but it's just something you should watch if you believe that you don't believe. I guarantee you'll believe a believer. Because how the hell could they put it in the movie?
Right.
So they're showing you through rabbits. And if they have the ability to clone rabbits to whatever color they want and whatever specification, give them spots and not in the fucking 70s. But the movie was supposed to be taken back in the 40s. Because it was it's
recorded in the 70s, but it's timed in the 40s,
and then it comes to like the 70s and stuff later.
Okay.
So like basically the basis of the movie is that Hitler got away from Germany. He didn't die. He went to South America, Brazil, and he cloned himself 95 times.
Which people strongly believe is for real, that he really did that.
You know why? Because if you look up Brazil's population, most of Brazil's population is blonde hair and blue eyes. How the fuck did that happen?
They have a full-blown German town there. Full-blown, yeah.
How does this happen? You can't tell me this is just coincidental.
Yeah.
And in the movie, it tells you all of this, how this happened, and how they were trying to regenerate and reclone Hitler through different
almost said
kids.
Tyrone. Yeah.
So this then goes into how can they put this in movies in the 70s? They fast forward into showing you they got a Jaime lookalike in his show. They're showing you that certain people can get replaced. Things can happen. The movie Us from Jordan Peele really goes deep into that to a degree. So, but they even give a hint at the rabbits in that. This is
I heard about the rabbit. So I guess to kind of cap it off, I want to ask you, and I don't understand why they leave breadcrumbs. Why do they do that? Just because they think it's funny, or why?
Okay. They leave breadcrumbs.
Kind of a loaded question.
No. That's a great question because there's a real answer that I think people should know. So they leave breadcrumbs because they have to. There is spiritual laws that regardless of what you believe in, that are factual. And anybody who doing rituals or anything like that believes in spirits to some degree. They believe in it heavily. And there's a reason. So whatever side that you're on, their side not being the positive side, there's still spiritual laws they have to abide by. And by law, they have to tell us what they're doing. And if we are blind to it, they feel like their karma is clean because, hell, you just didn't pay attention.
Oh, wow. That's an angle I've never heard before. Wow. So it's almost like it won't work if they don't follow the rules, essentially.
Yeah, like there's just
Spiritual rules.
and the power that they have comes by our blindness,
Mm-hmm.
by us. Yeah, they work at it to some degree to make it,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you can see certain things in front of you and you're just willing to deny it over and over and over and over and over again, like why the hell did they delete episode 7 when we was talking about Sir Bill Gates?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something must have been right or wrong, but by whose standards?
Whose standards? Absolutely. Yeah. So Tyrone comes out when?
It just dropped today on Netflix, and it came out in the movie last week. So people have already watched it. I just didn't watch no reviews. I'm probably gonna watch it later when I get home.
You gonna watch it? Okay.
It's
so
on
next
Netflix.
Next episode, I'll try to watch it too, and then we'll talk about it next episode.
Yeah, I'm just the trailer alone had me like, bruh.
I haven't even seen the trailer. I'm kind of excited to watch this. You want to watch this tonight, babe?
Have you? Before we go, one last question. Have you ever seen Sorry to Bother You?
I don't think so.
Okay, that movie is very funny, but there's some shit that happens in the end of that movie that'll make you go, bro, what the fuck did I just watch? But it goes very hand in hand with what we just had a long conversation about too.
Okay.
So whenever you get some extra free time, it's Lakeith Stanfield. He's been in Get Out and stuff like that. You'll know his face if you've seen him. But that movie is fucking wild. Danny Glover in that movie. It's funny as shit in a lot of ways, but bro, it get to a point to where you looking at the screen like, oh shit. What the fuck? It's interesting.
All right, right on. Yeah. All right. Till next time.
Yeah.